I am certain that there is someone that needs to hear this today. And I personally know the feeling when one of you shares something and it's running through my energy. I feel tremendous gratitude that someone just said it. Because sometimes we just need the reinforcement and to hear it. So, it can be very daunting, especially coming off of this crazy year in 2020, picturing ramping up and going into a new year. And while the global pandemic is still going on, like out here in Arizona, it's COVID has just been touching so many people in their health and in their businesses. So there's a ton of uncertainty still going on out there. And if you're feeling like you need to be pasting on that plastic smile, that rah rah, setting your goals, and you're just feeling exhausted and overwhelmed and stressed, then this message is for you. And here's a couple of ideas on how you can rejoin yourself, is how I like to look at it. So I feel like when we're exhausted, we get outside of ourselves, and that the work is to energetically rejoin ourselves. So check in and notice if you've been doing goal setting conversations with people and you're just not feeling tapped into the energy and the juice for that, but you know that these are things that you want, but you're just exhausted with it. Are you focusing on this big, daunting ideal and this goal? Or do you need to start focusing on the small, realistic wins that you can have in the first month, the first quarter of this year? So your energy comes to the things that are right here, front and center with you in this moment, that you can invest in and influence in stepping into tomorrow. So many times we get focused, and because we were originally excited with what the ideal is or the goals are, but it loses that energetic elasticity because it's so far away that it becomes another have to, another stressor. And there has been so much stress going on for most people during this past year. And yes, throughout the holidays. And knowing that we have this new year coming up and there's still a ton of stress going on. So, number 2 idea for you. Another energetic derailer is that when we're goal setting, we focus on loss and instead of gain. So what do I mean by that? A perfect example of this is, say that you have a fitness goal. Most people are focusing on what they want to lose, what they want to do away with. Mostly when you ask people what they want, check in with your own language. Notice, am I expressing everything that I don't want, that I've had it with this year? Because there is no inspiration and juice in loss. There is inspiration in gain. So for the same example, instead of wanting to lose a certain amount of weight this year, think about what you can gain. You know, I can gain strong back muscles so that when I'm sitting during the day, I'm simply more comfortable. It doesn't need to be some grandiose, a ripped 6-pack, and kudos to you if it is. But what can be those compounding efforts that you can make towards a goal? You can translate that to your career transition journey, if that's something that you've been at for the past couple of weeks and that you know that the grind is required. A great book that one of my beloved clients graced me with as a Christmas present this year, I'd like to bring into our space. It's written by Darren Hardy, and it's called The Compound Effect. And Although this concept of small efforts and actions lead to the bigger success, he did a beautiful job of articulating this in every sense of life, in just how small those efforts can and should be that equate to a large gain over time. So if you need a new read, here's this. Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect, Jumpstart Your Income, Your Life, Your Success. And if you need to find that energy vessel again, notice if you're focusing too much on the daunting ideal that you have, and find what you can be breaking it down to in the first week, first month, first quarter towards the reality that you want to bring to fruition for yourself. And number two, check in. Is your energy and attention going to loss surrounding that goal or the gains? I hope you have a beautiful rest of your night and that this provided at least one of you a blessing and reinforcement in some kind, and that can surge into what you think about energetically, what you're fueling up with, and what you step out there and actionably do tomorrow. Have a beautiful rest of your night.